Hey y'all, this is How to Get Away with Murder. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm this episode, How to Get Away with Murder, the second to last before the season finale next week. It just got me wanting to fight, y'all. Oh Jesus, it was just too much. It's too much. And I thought, for some reason, I thought there was another, like, 2 more episodes left. It's only one more. How are they gonna wrap all this up in one more episode? I don't see it, and I feel like it's gonna leave me wanting something or wanting to know something. I hate when seasons do that I've loved so much, but every dang old thing that I've ever watched has left me like that because they don't even know what they want to write. And y'all, let's just get into it. Whew. Okay, so it starts off. Today is the first day of trial, and Annalise is going over. If I'm not talking too loud, I'm sorry if it's too loud, y'all. But Annalise is going over what she want to wear, how she gonna look, because that's a big thing of how the jury sees you. Because pretty much you're not trying to convince the world, you're trying to convince these 12 people, reasonable doubt. That's it. So she was like, oh, should I wear this? Should I wear red? No, I might as well put blood everywhere. Should I wear that? Blah, blah, blah. Then it came down even to the point where should I wear my wig or should I not wear this wig, even though the wig is bomb? But she was like, you know what? If I'm going to go down, let me go down as myself with my natural little tight, cute fro. That fro is cute, but I know how it can come off because a black woman is just, unfortunately, or a woman with curly hair, black woman, ethnic woman, when you out here and you don't have like hair that people are used to, they're going to see you a certain way. And it shouldn't matter how you look. That ain't got shit to do with shit, but it does affect a jury's opinion of you. And if you trying to convince certain people, you ain't got time to do like, oh, I want to change their mind. No, it ain't the time for that. But she was like, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out me. And I'm like, go ahead, girl. So from there, then Michaela was trying to figure out what she wanted to wear. And she had on this like power thing. And her dad was like, don't wear that because you look too alpha. And Michaela, she always rocking her weave. So of course it wasn't even a debate. Was she going to wear weave or not? Of course she was. And then her dad sat here and had her looking like Lil Bo Peep with his pink ass, just Pepto-Bismol pink ass outfit on instead of the nice ass outfit she was gonna wear. But fuck Michaela, fuck Connor, fuck this, fuck you this, you fuck you that, fuck. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just so mad. I just want to fight them in this episode. Yes, and then Connor was sitting there trying to figure out what he was gonna wear. He's talking about him and Oliver, fuck Oliver, like whatever. So we get to the trial. First thing that happened, everything about to start. The ADA is talking about some. Oh, he wants Tegan to be dismissed because of a witness, the compromising of a witness. I'm like, what witness? Who the fuck they talking about? The conflict of interest or whatever. And they're like, who is talking about? They was like, well, who is this? Tegan's like, who is it? You got proof? Where is this proof? He's like, yeah, I got them. It's right here, and they can testify right now. And who the fuck is it? Walk they funky ass down the aisle. Everybody looking like, who? Laura Castillo. Girl, go sit your ass down. Go raise your baby. Go be where you was at. Why'd you even come back just for the smoke? Girl. Anyway, so she come on, and then she's talking about how she gonna be testifying and stuff. And I'm like, here we go. So from there, I'm gonna try to go in as much order as I can, y'all, but I am full of emotion. I just watched this, and I just want to get this out to y'all right now because I've been late when I've been doing it. I want it out now. So, Annalise was like, you know what? Fine. Take Tegan off my thing. I will represent myself, but they said the person who represents themselves is a fool because most people who rep themselves end up getting guilty, no matter how good of a representation they are. But they ain't never came across Miss Annalise Keating. So we'll see. But after that, they were working on this whole thing because we had that bombshell last week learning that little Frank is the incestual son of Hannah and Sam, son of Sam. So Annalise wants Hannah to be on her witness list and testify on her behalf. And in order to get her to do that, it's pretty much blackmail. Like, oh, if you don't want me to tell who your son is, because in order to tarnish her name and everything, if you don't want that information out in the world, then you'll go ahead and testify on my behalf and that would be the best witness that she could possibly have, because, and to testify against the governor and all that shit. So she tells Bonnie to get that to Hannah's lawyer and be like, tell her if she don't want this out, then she better play ball. So that goes off. Then Nate's at jail or prison, and who he going to see? Jorge Castillo. He's talking to him, saying like, Jorge's like, oh, are you here on Annalise's behalf? I know things got to be going a certain type of way. If Annalise got you over here, he's like, no, I'm here on my own behalf. You know, Nate out here making his own moves and trying to do his own little tricks. So he was like, you need to get on the stand and testify on Annalise's behalf, or say that you were working with the governor, because and then all the stuff, because Nate is just really determined to try to finally clear things and show the corruption that led to his father's murder. That's all Nate. Nate is just tunnel vision with that. And then he was like, I don't think I'm gonna be doing all that. And at this point, nobody knows that Xavier Castillo is dead, because remember, they didn't do this. Nobody hasn't come up yet. He's just in that warehouse, wherever he was at, still there. So we see Michaela and Connor. They cross paths with Laurel because they see her coming out. She got little Christopher holding them dear and tight. I'm like, girl, you still wanted to come in for the drama. Don't act like you like, oh. And they was asking her, bitch, where the fuck you been this whole time? This bitch been in Brooklyn. She's been an hour drive away. Really? I know New York is big, but damn. So, and I'm like, Frank, you been looking for this whole time? She been in New York? Really? And I'm like, and Tegan helps you get, I thought she left the country. This girl was nowhere. She just was down the street. Like, are you serious? So from there, they're like, where the fuck you been? Why didn't you come tell us that you was going to be doing all this? They was like, she was like, well, I'm doing the same thing. She's saying the same testimony that white dude, FBI agent has against Annalise. Like, I'm saying the same shit that you know, he wanted us to say. So, which we don't exactly know at this point yet. And they were like, oh, Christopher. And then she was like, yeah. Then she was like, well, how are you going to be doing this if you going to go to jail for this? And then she was like, I ain't going to jail. She's like, well, what kind of deal did you get? And then it turns out Laurel has negotiated that she only gets probation. And as long as she doesn't have any more felonies, she gets to keep Christopher, and everything is all to the good. Opposed to, we don't know Connor's deal at this point, that he renegotiated so Oliver could have the immunity. And Michaela, she was still saying that there was no extra deal. So according to them, they were supposed to be still getting 5 years in fucking prison. So they're like, what the fuck? So from there, who do they start with? So for the first person to go on the fucking stand, Pepto-Bismol ass Michaela funky ass, she goes on the stand first. They're talking. She goes on and tells her whole story about how she came to whatever the fuck the name of the school is to study under Annalise. And Annalise, she looked up to her, and we were your students. And she went over and then who walks into the courtroom before she even starts testifying? Gabriel, another son of Sam. And he wants to really know the truth because, he's been trying to get the truth out of them since he got there, and ain't nobody told him shit. So she finally goes and tells the truth, her version that the FBI told her to tell. Talking about they went to, Annalise and Sam's house. When they got there, Annalise was not there at that point. Sam was there, told her them to get the fuck out because Annalise was not there. And Wes and Sam was arguing, and then she goes to say, because Wes had mental illness, and that's why he killed Sam. That's the story. And from there, we were seeing what was really happening as Michaela told her lie. She smiled. Wes pushed him off the banister. Bitch, no, that was you. Then Sam or whatever, he was choking, whatever, doing this, and then Wes hit him over the head with the thing, which that part was true. So now Gabriel's sitting here looking at this bitch like, bitch, this whole time, and you never told me none of this. And then it was what it was. And it was like, then she was like, then Annalise came in and started instructing us how to get rid of the body and do all this and do that, all that. And it was like, well, you wouldn't think to call the police or do nothing like that or help or try to do something else. Like, no, we just listen to Annalise because, we just looked up to her. I'm like, for one, this is college. Y'all ain't like 10. I'm sorry if somebody murdering some people, I ain't just gonna be like, oh, I'm down for it. Bitch, I don't even know you, okay? So I'm not about to sit here and do all that, but whatever, just for the sake of shits and giggles of television. And plus the bitch lied, because bitch, you the one to push him over that balcony. From there, Annalise cross-examined. Oh, wait, no, because she was like, why was West be going after Sam like that anyway? And this bitch gonna fix her face like college in to talk about because Annalise was sleeping with West. Bitch, what? So now that took everybody back. So that's the narrative, because they're trying to make Annalise to be this master manipulator, so charming, so this, so that. I'm like, no, Annalise is a dark-skinned black woman, prominent in her fields, fucking kicking ass in the courtroom and taking names. And nobody want to fucking see that. Well, nobody, racist people don't want to see that. Motherfuckers has been hating on her from day one, and she's been trying to make her name and make herself like this. And she had a white husband. Nobody wanted to see that. A white husband with money. From day one, everybody was against Annalise on that. I mean, I know she was a side bitch that became the wife and stuff, but that's a whole other story. But, y'all, I'm just so amped. But anyway, from there, Annalise cross-examines Michaela. She was like, how do you have proof of I was sleeping with Wes? And then she was like, yeah. She's like, cause I could tell by the way you would talk to each other and how you would call him into your office. And she was like, I used to call you in my office all the time too, alone. What's that mean? She's like, well, not as much as Wes. And then Michaela it was tit for tat, because I mean, Annalise has taught them well to be horrible, honestly, because she's like, didn't you learn this from me? Then I teach you this and teach you this and all that. And y'all, Michaela was sitting here throwing all types of shade towards Annalise and everything. And even the judge was just like not having this. Like, y'all can't be going yang back and forth like this, or I'm gonna hold you in contempt. And Michaela, y'all both know better, okay? As being a law student, well, she graduated, she a lawyer, and Annalise, you know better too. So from there, all the lies. So this is what the narrative that the FBI, white dude or whatever, has told them to say on Annalise. And through this whole thing, Frank has been like, Annalise, because they had powwow with Frank and Bonnie, and he was like, I'm gonna try to figure out, y'all heard anything else on getting proof as far as the incest between Sam and Hannah. She was like, don't worry about that, because everybody know, well, not everybody, now at this point now we know what the connection is, him. And it's so sad that Frank done been through enough. And then she like, I want you to focus on finding out what the actual deal is, the new deal, if there's new deals between Connor and Michaela, and all that. So when she goes off to go find still, because she just wants Frank to go ahead and do something else, because Poe baby don't need to know he an incest baby. Not right now. So from there, this may not be in the best order, y'all, but I'm just saying it how I'm just taking how I give it. What else? Ooh. Oh, when Michaela's on stage to prove that her ass is a little funky ass liar, because she was like, wouldn't you just lie and manipulate? She's like, no, I wouldn't do that. And then she was like, well, how about when it came to the case of Simon Drake? Y'all remember Simon Drake? I think he was Indian dude. He was who he like, Oliver, and they played off of that and ended up accidentally killing him because he found out when they was trying to sit there and get Laurel's daddy shit from Kaplan and Gold and all that stuff, and he ended up getting shot in the head, but then that nigga lived, and they was like, oh shit. Then Michaela called fucking ICE on his ass, knowing that boy was a homosexual, and as soon as he went back, being a known homosexual, it would have been all types of problems, and got that boy deported. Yes, that bitch wasn't shit. And then she played the recording from the ICE her reporting is to ICE, and then clearly it was her voice. She's talking about something, that's not me, bitch. Yes, the fuck it was. But anyway, I had to throw that in. But after that, Frank, I'ma jump. Frank goes to see Laurel, and then Laurel's like, "How did you find me?" She was like, "This is the hotel that the FBI always uses. Apparently, they cheap and they keep people at the same motherfucking hotel all the time." And then he was like, "Why didn't you just tell me you wanted to leave? Why didn't you just do this?" And then he gave little Christopher, little cute self, his little giraffe. You know, that was the only thing that was left in his crib after they was gone. And then he was like, "I wouldn't have killed myself looking for you. Like, you don't know all this stuff. Like, bitch, you fucked up." She's like, "I just wanted to do the best thing for me and Christopher." If you wanted to do the best thing for you and Christopher, bitch, you would have stayed the fuck going and you would have went further than motherfucking Brooklyn. Bye. You're full of shit, okay? You ain't that fucking scared. Bitch, you ain't that scared, okay? If I'm scared for me and my son's life, I'm going further than an hour a fucking way, okay? But anyway, so she was like, "I just didn't want to say it." Then she was like, "Just tell me." He was like, she's like, I missed you and all this and blah, blah, blah. She's a manipulative ass bitch too. And I'm like, girl, get your strong face ass out of here because ain't nobody believing you. Well, besides Frank, and that's who you want you to believe you. But I ain't buying it. I'm not. So they had their little talk and all that. And then he was like, "I guess I did feel a certain type of way when I was with you. I did want your love and approval because you made me feel worthy and you made me feel like I could have normal and all that." And that's all Frank thought that he wanted when he got with Laurel. And then she had Christopher and stuff. Even though that ain't his baby, that's Wes' baby. So it was what it was. And they had their little, I guess that's closure, whatever, talk. Because he just couldn't believe that she would leave like that. And I mean, I could, because Jorge Castillo, he might be a lot of motherfucking things, but he knew his kids. He know exactly how Laura was, and he had said it before. He did. So anyway, from there, Frank goes to the next day of trial. Frank goes to Annalise and gives her a paper saying he's got proof of a different deal or whatever for whatever. It was just, we didn't see what the paper said. And he's like, they're not gonna believe that. And then he was like, "We don't need to believe it. We just need to create doubt in Connor because it's Connor's time to go on the stand." So right before he goes on the stand, Frank goes and was like, "Oh, Michaela got a better deal than you." So Connor about to go on the stand. He looking all nervous and crazy. Before he even gets to get a question in, this motherfucker have a whole other panic attack. I'm like, save us the theatricals, boo-boo. No. But he having a whole panic attack again and can't breathe and all this stuff, like how he did when they pulled him in for Asher's murder. I thought he killed Asher the way he was breathing and going crazy and everything. But then once they actually get to questioning Connor and all this, and they still trying to pin Annalise and say she bogus and she manipulative, and he wanted to make her feel like her approval because they were just little students and they didn't know what they were doing. You were grown. I'm sorry. Weren't y'all like 18, 19? Y'all pretty grown to me. Wait, no, because they in law school. Y'all growner than that. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all like 20 something. Talking about something we just wanted. Bye. They were very much grown. Get the fuck out of here. People have been tried for less as grown-ass adults who were younger. But whatever. Talking about something. Oh, they're just kids. Them ain't no motherfucking kids. Okay? Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, so they tried to say, when she was saying like, oh, because she went to Connor, she was, during examining him, she was like, oh, so you went for a deal and all that. He was like, yeah, everybody kind of, goes after a deal. That's just a part of, when you're testifying against somebody. And then she's like, oh, because for you and your husband. And she's like, are you going to tell your husband the truth? Talking about Oliver, how you actually only went for Oliver because you were doing it to manipulate him. And because he was saying like how she coerced them to lie and do all this stuff and everything. And he was like, are you going to tell your husband the truth? How you only got with him to get information on a case, or you only did this and to do this, all this stuff. When are you gonna tell your husband the truth? And he was like, no, it's not like. She's like, or is it because you don't want to be a gay man in jail? And they were like, then they tried to come at Annalise talking about like it was homophobic. She was like, no, I'm a bisexual woman, so squash all of that. And I was like, oh, bitch, you just gonna come out the closet like that? Openly and stuff? Okay, girl. It was like real fast, but go ahead and do your thing. But yeah, so she was like, so spare me. So don't even say it's like I'm coming at him because he gay, because I'm gay too. And what? So after that, he was like, did you have the panic attack because your ass is about to come up here and lie like nobody's business and all this other stuff. And, you know, Connor was just whatever. And that was his testimony. And I don't think he said nothing else all that important. But before that, white FBI dude was like, are you about to sit here and go on the stand and say something? Because he was like, discussing the deal or whatnot, talking about how Laurel had all this better deal and all that. He was like, well, with the way, at that point, it was the way that Michaela's testimony went, which was supposedly went so well over with the jury. The FBI dude was like, we may not even need your testimony, so watch what you say and tread lightly, boo-boo. And then, in between all this fuckery, Hannah got back to Annalise and them, and she said she'll take the deal as long as Annalise signed an NDA saying that she will never disclose to anybody that she is Frank's mother. Frank and her, that she's Frank's, Sam and her are Frank's parents. No, Sam and Frank are her. Sorry. That Hannah and Sam are Frank's parents, as long as that never come out. And if she does, the penalty would be $100 million. Ain't nobody got $100 million. She might, but Annalise ain't got that shit. So Annalise was like, fine. But then she come back again with some other fuck shit, saying that another thing that she wants to be on the stipulation of the NDA, she wants to say that, like, after all this is done and she testifies, and if she wins and all that, she wants Annalise to go ahead and admit and say that she killed Sam. I'm like, bitch, no. But Annalise was like, she was thinking about it, and, you know, Tegan, she was like, no, you can't. She's like, you have to understand how that's going to do. If you sit there and take that, then that's going to be the ends of you. Like, you can't practice law. Nobody's going to fuck with you saying that you killed your husband and you were behind, like, all this shit. Like, well, her and her alone was behind killing her husband. And she was like, and then Annalise was like, well, what am I keep fighting for? I've been fighting so hard. You know, Annalise is tired, y'all. Mama tired. And she's like, I've been fighting so hard to get this acceptance and to work in this world. And people been constantly coming for me from day one. And Hannah and all this, the governor now and all this shit. And if this means that I can have my freedom, because I need Hannah's testimony to put in the governor, because, you know, she has to put it in that it goes all the way up to the governor coming after her. And then she's like, I need this. And it's better than not being free, you know? Like, I'd rather just say that I killed him but I'm like, but it's not the truth. But I'm like, sometimes, you know, sometimes it's not about what the truth is when it comes to certain things. A lot of people go to jail and shit. A lot of people confess to shit, that false confession all the time, and go to jail, and it ain't the fucking truth. But like, whose truth are you talking about? Sometimes about what people want to hear, or you doing something or taking a fall for somebody else. And at that point, it was like Annalise had to think about it, but she was leaning towards taking it. And then it went to a part where Bonnie and Tegan were talking, and they were having drinks and stuff. And she was like, Tegan was like, she can't take that fucking deal. And Bonnie was like, why? You know, she's like, she's fucking Annalise Keating. Like, no, you can't, she can't do this, you know? And Bonnie was like, is it more so that you don't want her to take the deal because you'll lose her? Like, she won't be a CNG no more. She'll be gone. Like, she won't even be Annalise Keating. Like, you know, she gonna always be herself. But, you know, she ain't gonna have, you know, all the stuff that she built up and worked for. And it is because Tegan does have, like, feelings for her, and, you know, but it ain't the time right now. And I'm like, damn, it's only one episode left, y'all. We ain't gonna get no less action from them. Tegan's so cute. Like, I just like, dang, they ain't gonna kiss or nothing. I'm like, all this sexual tension and frustration, it ain't the time, because motherfuckers about to die and go to jail, but it's exactly the time, because you just don't never know if this is the last time you're gonna see that person. You better get it in while you can. You just gotta get it in, y'all. Get it in while you can. I'm just saying. So it was that, and that was their little conversation while they was drinking. But anyway, I digress. From there, so Laurel is the last of the Keating 5 to take the stand. It's like the Keating 3 now, because Ashton done dead, Weston done dead. So yeah, so she get on the stand, but before she does, Frank arranges a meeting between Laurel and Annalise. And then they have this conversation, and we don't see the conversation at first. But then we see Laurel on the stand. It jumps to that. And Laurel, she goes on with the whole story that the FBI wanted her to say at first. Then it jumps to how the conversation with her and Annalise went. And then she was like, you're gonna be just as bad as your father. Annalise is telling her she's just be as bad as Jorge, because you're sitting here lying. You're talking about your son. She's like, well, I'm picking between my son, because Laura loved to play that card. This is about my son. No, bitch, you was a manipulative little skank asshole before you had that baby, and having a child don't make you no better of a motherfucking person. Please believe me, okay? I can't stand when people... I know people, trash-ass people, had a kid, still a trash-ass motherfucker. Don't be sitting there talking about, I'm a mother now. Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, if you trash, then you just trash. Bye. Okay? So she was just talking about some, I gotta do this because she said the same thing to Frank. It's choosing between my son and you, then I'm gonna choose my son. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, Annalise was like, it's up because of me that you still have your son. Because remember, she fucking gave birth in a fucking elevator, and Annalise was sitting there pumping that little baby heart and breathed life into that baby while she was fucked up on an elevator almost dying. And then she's like, oh, is that how it is, Annalise? We're just exchanging favors. It's always a transaction with you. I'm like, bitch, you should be forever indebted. You have a healthy baby because of this woman and then she took care of you. Like, bitch, what? But anyway, people be ungrateful, y'all. Ungrateful as fuck. And all of them. The whole Keating 5, I would have just told at the beginning, girl, Annalise, you was being dumb, because I would have gave them up. You see, look how they done did you. You ain't killed nobody. Like, look how they done did you. Killed your husband, killed all these people around you, and then try to sit there and say that you manipulated and had sex with people and did all this stuff. Fuck out of here. Whew, y'all, I'm gonna be done in a minute. I'm hot. But yes. So I'm like, oh, and I could never stand little funky ass Laurel. So I'm like, oh, this bitch about to be on her line too, and just saying this, just cooperating with Connor and Michaela funky ass, and I want to fight all of them. But then she said one thing, and then she was like, yeah, so and then the prosecutor was just happy, like, ooh, this is the 3 times the charm. Yeah, we about to take this bitch down. And then Laura just like, yeah, their core is just as bad as, the FBI. Was like, what did you say, Miss Castillo? And she was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Annalise did not kill. She did not tell me to kill nobody. She didn't do any of these things. This is all a lie. FBI agent so-and-so coerced me and told me to say these things for a deal and blah, blah, blah. So she just straight out came out and told the truth. And I was like, well, girl, I still don't like your funky ass, but thank you for finally telling the truth, because I knew Michaela, old dirty ass, wasn't going to do it. And Connor's stinking ass, apparently, after she done picked Connor up off the ground when he, y'all, I'm angry. Still didn't vie for her after he got... And then I forgot to mention, Connor made up that whole thing that he saved that talked about this whole gay camp and all this stuff. He made that whole shit up. And then Connor was like, oh, is that why you picked me? Because you knew I could lie? And she was like, no, I thought you was a good person. I just found that shit out last week. So Connor had been lying about that shit too, and he ain't never came out about it. So you can't trust nobody, y'all. People just be lying out here in these streets. So anyway, back to Laura's testimony. So everything's blown out the water from there. And then Michaela and Connor go to Laurel Hotel after all this shit go down. And she was like, what the fuck, Laurel? Why didn't you give us... Now we're just going to look like we were lying on the stand. She's like, because y'all were. Like, it wasn't the whole point. It was because we were tired of the lies. And we were tired of all this bullshit. And we didn't want to be seeming like that we were horrible people. And then Michaela's like, no, that is who I am. That is me. I'm like, I can't stand Michaela. I mean, I just commend her. The woman who is the actress. Because I be feeling like if I saw her on the street, I want to punch her in the eye. But that's good acting. Yes. But anyway, so yeah, from there, and then she was like, oh, don't wake up Christopher, because, she always got to play the mama card. She was like, man, fuck Christopher. I was like, for real, girl, because you got to tell me, oh, don't wake my baby. Babies wake up. That shit happens sometime. And whatever. Hold on. Y'all need a little sip. So after that, she was like, who knows what's going to happen? She was like, well, you're going to go to jail now. Michaela saying this to Laurel. She was like, no, not if Annalise wins. Annalise isn't going to win. Blah, blah. She was like, well, whatever, y'all. I'm just was tired of lies and deceit and all this shit. So from there, out of nowhere, they're sitting there arguing with Laurel. And as that's happening, we see... we see a scene with Bonnie and Frank, and Bonnie was like, he stops and he tells Bonnie like, I still love Laurel. And I'm like, Frank, and because everybody know you still fucking love Laurel, but I don't know why, I didn't know. And then they just cut off from that. Then it jumps because everybody's phone going off. Laurel's phone is going off and everybody's news is going on. I'm like, what the fuck just came out? So finally, it comes out that Xavier is Castillo is dead or found dead, and it looks like and it was like looking like it was attached to the governor. And some type of way, I forgot. I can't remember exactly how it looked, whatever. But after she constantly denied the ties or whatever, it was saying that it was tied to the governor in some type of way, and that all has to do with Nate. And then we saw Nate talking to Jorge Castillo. And he was like, look, you got to do this for your son, you know, and then, first Jorge was like, saw that he had died, and he was like, please tell me that you don't have anything to do with this. And then Nate lied like a motherfucker. Everybody just beautiful liars. He was like, if it was up to me, Xavier would be on the stand, testifying against the governor and clearing all this and blah blah blah, so he would be in FBI custody right now. I'm like, no, Nate, you couldn't hold your temper and you snapped that boy neck, but go ahead and get your lie on so you can get his daddy to testify. And that's what he's trying to see. And then Jorge crying and shit like, that's my son, me, oh my god. So I mean, he wasn't that crying, he just like, you know, like thug cry because he in jail. He can't be doing all that because he can't be looking soft. But so I don't know if Jorge's going to testify against or whatever and put the governor down or whatnot. Then another thing comes up, and then because remember Annalise ended up signing the other thing saying that she will admit to saying that she killed Sam, and she sent Bonnie to give the papers to the lawyer so Hannah could sign it. When Hannah's lawyer went to go contact Hannah to get her to sign it, all of a sudden, crazy, y'all. All we see, you know what's going down. We see blood and feet and blood and a gun. And I'm like, so turns out Hannah committed suicide. And then Annalise was like, what the fuck? And then she was like, it has to have been the governor, right? And then Bonnie, because she was sitting there with Bonnie and maybe Tegan, I don't remember. And then she was like, it was either the governor or maybe Frank. And then she was like, what do you mean maybe Frank? Why would Frank want to kill Hannah? So when it jumps back to when Bonnie and Frank was talking, and he was like, he loved her. And then she was like, okay, Frank, whatever. And then he was like, I love her. But again, he always said that she wasn't for him because she made me feel normal. But he's like, I love her, but never in the way or how much I could love you. And I'm like, oh, little Bonnie, you got your love. And so I can see why she didn't want to keep things from him. I'm like, but Bonnie, he been this incest child all these years. That man is grown. You couldn't wait a little bit longer to tell him. But I can understand that she don't want to keep secrets, because he was like, I don't want to keep secrets and I want to be honest, and you accept me for the man that I am. And then she was like, well, from there she was like, we have proof of Sam and Hannah incest because they had a son. He was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, he had a son, and this is this. And, you know, obviously she went and told him that was his fucking parents. So, did Frank kill Hannah? Did the governor kill Hannah? Who killed Hannah? We don't know. So, y'all, that was it. There was only one more episode left. And I don't know how they're going to close all this up in this time. Y'all, I was on 10 this whole video. Excuse me. But I was just, y'all should have saw me when I was watching it. My husband was laughing at me like, he always like, watch me laugh because I be going off. But y'all, it was a trip. That was How to Get Away with Murder. Season 6 episode. I don't know, y'all. You know, it's going to be in the title and in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Support your girl. Hope everybody is well and having a good evening. I will see y'all next week, but check out my other videos. Until then, that's it, y'all. Love you, love you, love you. Peace. Bye. Bye, y'all.